Alright, Shalom. First off, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahawah by Hashem Yahawashi. I want to give double honor to the apostles and elders of the great millstone, and a sincere peace and salutations for all Akim that's pushing this word in truth and sincerity. I just wanted to get a video on being bold. Lord willing, I'm going to label or title this video Being Bold in Yahawah, Yahawashi. Because that's pretty much what this thing is about. You know, if you're a man of the Lord, you're gonna be bold. You know, when you are defending the gospel, when you fighting for the name of Yahawah by Hashem Yahawashi. Because if you're being bold, ultimately it means that you truly believe that this is to be true. You know, all these different beliefs and different doctrines out there. Being bold shows who truly believe what they believe in. And I wanted to get the Hebrew word, start off with getting the Hebrew word for bold. I wrote it down. Is batak. Batak, meaning to trust in, have confidence, to be secure. You know, to be secure. We secured in this thing and the knowledge and wisdom that was given unto us from Yahawashi, and you know, the spirit of Yahawashi, you know, from Yahawah, Yahawashi. I'm going to start in Sirach. This is Sirach 4:28. It says, strive for the truth unto death, and Yahawah by Hashem Yahawashi shall fight for thee. You know, the word strive means to fight. You know, we're supposed to fight for the truth unto death. You know, and we're not supposed to fear death, because ultimately we know Yahawashi, get it, conquered it. You know, and this is Hebrews 2:14, and it says, for as much then as children are partakers of flesh and blood, he also himself likewise took part of the same, that through death he might destroy him that had power of death, that is the devil, and deliver them who through fear of death were all their lifetime subject to bondage. You know, and that's talking about Yahawashi coming to conquer death and pretty much overtake the wicked. You know, and saving us through the fear of death. You know, because that's pretty much what Yahawashi did. You know, he conquered death. He defeated the flesh by doing what? And that's rising again. You know, so we know and have an understanding of what death is. So we supposed to fight through all our tribulations, pretty much with boldness and no fear. You know, we're not supposed to fear anything or anyone but Yahawah by Hashem Yahawashi. You know, and that's why in Revelations, I'll get it real quick. Revelations 2:10, it says, fear none of those things which thou shalt suffer. Behold, the devil shall cast some of you into prison, that ye may be tried, and ye shall have tribulations 10 days. Be thou faithful unto death, and I will give thee a crown of life. Right now, with that understanding, it says, be thou faithful unto death. So that means some of us will die in this thing. And then it says he will give us a crown of life, meaning there is what? Life after death. You know? So when you doing this thing, when you going hard in this thing, you're supposed to be what? You're supposed to be bold, because there's life after this. You know? You got to look at this as a trial run. And that's not to say you're not going to be, you know, sometimes you're going to catch a couple butterflies, you know, but you just got to gird up your loins and stay focused and believe that Yahawah by Hashem Yahawashi going to fight for us, as this first scripture said. And I want to get a scripture in Isaiah, pretty much backing up the point that Yahawah Yahawashi will fight for us. and protect us. This is Isaiah 40:28, one of my favorite scriptures. It says, "Hast thou not known? Hast thou not heard that the everlasting power, Yahawah, the Creator, Yahawah Ba'Shem Yahawashi, the Creator of the ends of the earth, fainteth not, neither is weary. There is no searching of his understanding. He giveth power to the faint, and to them that have no might, he increaseth strength." Right? It says, to them that have no might, he increaseth strength. Now, ultimately, he's talking about them who truly believe and are sincere in him. It says, "Even the youth shall faint and be weary, and the young men shall utterly fall." See? Now, it says, even the youth shall faint and be weary, and the young men shall utterly fall. Now, that don't mean that's it for us, if you truly believe. Because look, it says, "But they that wait upon Yahawah Ba'Shem Yahawashi shall renew their strength. They shall mount up with wings as eagles. They shall run and not be weary. They shall walk and not faint." Why? Because Yahawah Ba'Shem Yahawashi is going to give us that power to do so. So with that understanding, the scriptures say what? Knowledge and wisdom should be should be the stability of that time. This knowledge and wisdom of Yahawah Ba'Shem Yahawashi is going to fight for us if we fight for him. He's going to even when we become weak and faint, we'll be able to gird up the loins of our mind with understanding scriptures like that. So to the best of your ability, you should just be bold and preaching the word of Yahawah Ba'Shem Yahawashi. Because Yahawah Ba'Shem Yahawashi is here for us. Get another precept. This is Philippians 1:14, and it says, "And many of the brethren in Yahawah Ba'Shem Yahawashi, waxing confident by my bonds, are much more bold to speak the word without fear." Pretty much the ones that believed in the words that the Apostle Paul was prophesying in the name of Yahawah Ba'Shem Yahawashi, they were waxing confidence, and they became much more bold to speak the word because they believed. They did their studying and their prayers and their fasting to be more bold to speak the word without fear, because they had that confidence. They was waxing more and more confidence. Let me see. Let me get an example. I'm going to read an example in Acts of being bold, and preaching this word in all boldness like we supposed to be doing. This is Acts 4, and I'm going to start at 5. And it says, "And it came to pass on the morrow that their rulers and elders and scribes, and Ananias the high priest, and Caiaphas, and John, and Alexandria, and as many as were of the kindred of the high priest, were gathered together at Jerusalem. And when they had set them in the midst, they asked, By what power or by what name have ye done this?" Now, pretty much a quick synopsis of what happened is Peter and John. It was a well-known guy who couldn't walk, sat at the gates of a place called Beautiful, and pretty much everyone in the place, the city, whatever you could call it, knew that they knew the dude, and he was always there. He couldn't walk, asking for money. Pretty much, he was like a panhandler. And Peter and John was walking past the gate, and he asked them for money, and pretty much Peter said, silver and gold I have not, but through the power of Yahawashi, rise and walk. So pretty much he was walking, and the people who knew of this guy marveled at that great work, that display of spiritual power that Peter and John just displayed. And pretty much they started looking at them as if they were gods. And Peter and John was like, nah, they ain't had nothing to do with us. This is off the power of Yahawashi. And then that was brought to the rulers of the people, and they was like, pretty much what we just read. It said, by what name, what power have you done this? And this is what Peter said. It says, then Peter, filled with the Holy Spirit, said unto them, ye rulers of the people and elders of Israel, if we this day be examined of a good deed done to the impotent man, by what means he is made whole, be it known unto you all and unto all the people of Israel, that by the name of Yahawashi Mashiach of Nazareth, whom ye crucified, whom the Most High raised from the dead, even by him doeth this man stand here before you whole. This is the stone by which was set at naught of ye builders, which ye become the head of the corner. Neither is thou salvation in any other. For there is none other name under heaven given among men whereby we must be saved. Now, when they saw the boldness of Peter and John, and perceived that they were unlearned and ignorant men, they marveled, and they took knowledge of them that they had been with Yahawashi. Now they even starting to believe. It's pretty much what's happening. You know? It says, and beholding the man which was healed, standing with them, they said they could say nothing against it. You know, there was nothing to gainsay. They couldn't. You know? Like, you got a man that everyone knew couldn't walk, and then pretty much he's walking, you know. He's walking. They couldn't deny what they were seeing. It says, but when they had commanded them to go aside out of the council, they conferred amongst themselves, saying, what shall we do to these men? For that indeed a notable miracle had been done by them is manifest to all them that dwell in Jerusalem, and we cannot deny it. See, that they saying, look, it's pretty much nothing we can really say about that one, you know, because we couldn't deny it. But, continuing on, it says, but that it spread no further among the people, let us straightly threaten them, that they speak henceforth to no man in this name. And they called them and commanded them not to speak at all, nor teach in the name of Yahawashi. Now, here's what's happening. What's getting to my point is now they saying that this belief is spreading amongst the people, to as though now the people are going to believe in Yahawashi and not believe in them. So now they thinking about their money, you know. They thinking about pretty much losing their power. So now they did what? They commanded Peter and John not to speak in the name of Yahawashi, which the scriptures say there's nothing new under the sun. Eventually, we're going to be commanded to do the same thing, you know. Verse 19, it says, but Peter and John answered and said unto them, whether it be right in the sight of the Most High to hearken unto you more than unto the Most High, judge he. For we cannot but speak the things which we have seen and heard. You know, it says, but we cannot but speak the things which we've seen and heard. So they said, look, that's the only thing we could do is speak the things that we heard. You know? It says, so when they further threatened them, they let them go, finding nothing they might punish them because of the people. For all men glorified the Most High for which was done. You know? I'm gonna read verse 23 on down. It says, and being let go, they went to their own company and reported all that the chief priests and elders had said unto them. And when they had heard that, they lifted up their voice to the Most High with one accord and said, Yahawah B'Shem Yahawashi, thou art the power which have made heaven and earth and the sea and all that in them is. Who by the mouth of thy servant David, why did the heaven then rage and the people imagine vain things? Well, pretty much that's going into a different point, but I just want to jump to Acts 5 and 40. It says, and to him they agreed. Pretty much what happened from then on down is pretty much they continued to preach into the name, you know, and ultimately they was arrested. It says, now verse 40, it says, and to him they agreed, and when they had called the apostles and beaten them, they commanded that they should not speak in the name of Yahawashi HaMashiach, and let them go. And they departed from the presence of the councils, rejoicing that they were counted worthy to suffer shame for his name. And that's pretty much the point that I wanted to make, is that they were even beaten. You know, they caught hell in this thing, and they still remained bold because of what? The belief in Yahawah B'Shem Yahawashi. You know, and that's pretty much the title of the video is Be Bold in Yahawah Yahawashi, because ultimately we shouldn't fear we shouldn't fear men, and that's what the scriptures say. Roughly paraphrasing, fear not them which could kill fear not them which could kill the body, but fear him which could kill body and soul and hell. You know, we're not supposed to fear men, you know, because we understand there's life after death, and we understand that there's no power greater than Yahawah B'Shem Yahawashi, and that he is ultimately going to fight. They will ultimately fight for us, you know. And that's pretty much the point that I wanted to make in the video, was just to be bold in Yahawah Yahawashi, because ultimately it's going to get harder, and we're going to need an unsearchable power to protect us. You know, and you got to believe that that power is already working with us. But, you know, I don't want to be long-winded. That's pretty much the point there. Lord's willing, whomever that's for, you're edified and built up in the spirit of Yahawah B'Shem Yahawashi. But I want to call Lord Yahawah B'Shem Yahawashi. Double honors to the apostles and elders up in Great Millstone, and peace and salutation to all the Akim that's pushing this word in truth and sincerity. Say shalom.